Welcome parents, teachers and my dear children. So it's always a pleasure to meet all of you. And today we are going to have a wonderful workshop. And the reason I've asked is, can I request Shenas and Geeta, Mayur, can you all just put your cameras on? I'd like to see all of you because the first activity is something which is going to be interesting. So how's the lock time period? Is it good? Is it okay? Or no, it's a little bit. We are going to have a sign of thumbs for all this because we have a lot of people. We have almost 100 participants who would be joining us. Right now we are on 55 and many more joining in. So maybe how's the lockdown period? Wonderful. I see a lot of thumbs up. So is it a time where you're finding that, yes, great, wonderful. I have Harshika who's putting both the thumbs up. That's amazing, Harshika. Thank you. So it's a time, yes, it's a time, it's a difficult time. It's something interesting. At times, yes, there is a lot of work from home, and at the same time, there's a lot of online sessions going on. There is a time when you need to, dedicate for your children too, because they obviously want to be off. So today's session is all about helping you for that. Are we ready to go? Great. So I think first of all, I need to begin with a little bit of an introduction. I am Bhuvaneshwari Raman, and I am a teacher, an educator. I've been in the domain for more than 32 years. Been with various schools, and I love children, and I'm very passionate about teaching. And today, the reason I've connected with you is because I love to connect with teachers, I love to connect with parents, and I love conducting children workshop too. So let me see how I can help you with a few activities that we can do while we are at home during the lockdown period, because we are definitely going to be within our home and we can't go to the stationery shop or to a toy store to purchase a few things. So we obviously need to have certain activities which we can do while we are at home with things which are available at home. Right? So with this, I'm going to just share my screen here. So we have fun lockdown activities for the entire family. And as I told you, I want all the videos to be on because we are going to have fun. And I want all of you to have the cameras on and actually have your mobile phones on so that you can quickly click pictures as and when we are actually having a few activities. So going forward, as I told you, I'm Bhuvaneshwari Raman. For those of you who have just joined in, I am an educator, I'm a trainer, and I love children. And I love to make things interesting for children, teachers, parents, and everybody who interact with children. So great. So let's have the first activity. This is called the alphabet run. So I think as children, I think we all love to run, okay, right? So this is something where we are going to basically make sure that all of you are going to run. So we are going to bring the child out in each one of you. So are we all ready? A thumbs up if you see yes, or no if you're not ready, you need more time, and we shall wait then. Okay, great. I see thumbs up from Harshika, from Chera, yes from Vinita. Okay, great, wonderful. So the rules for the game are, all of us have to play. Nobody is going to be excused. Don't say that, oh yes, I can't run, this, that, okay? So the rule, the gameplay as we call it. So we have the gameplay, and so we are all aware of the alphabets, right? So there are 26 letters of the alphabet going from A to Z, okay? Today, right now, for the activity, we are going to take the first 6 letters of the alphabet. Okay, what are the first 6 letters of the alphabet? Just to recap, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So we have the 6 letters of the alphabet for right now, because obviously if I'm going to take 26, our session for this half an hour will definitely not be enough. So let's take up the first 6 letters of the alphabet. Now, what do we need to do with this? I said it's an alphabet run. I said you should all be ready to start off and run and bring out the child in you, etc. What do we need to do? You need to run around, pick out things which are beginning with the first letters of the alphabet. For example, if it is A, you may run around to just pick up, say, an aeroplane toy which you have, whatever it may be, or it could be something else. I don't want to give you ideas, and I want you to actually think of all those things, okay? So you will have multiple things which you can pick up. You can pick up an apple, you can pick up an aeroplane, you can pick up something else, like for example, you know, for B, I can pick up a bat, a ball, whatever you feel like. Okay, I'm sure there are many things there. Barbie doll, whatever it might be. So you have to run around and pick up things, and I want everybody. I want the mother to do it, I want the father to do it, I want the child to do it, I want the uncle, aunt, grandmother, whoever is there. All of you have to participate, and if they're not here in front of the camera, you will tell them, run around, all of you, pick up a few things and come and join. This is a game for all of us. Okay, this is a family game. You need to pick up things, as many things as possible for each of the letters. Remember, you are not going to limit to just one. And if you do not have an object for a particular letter, then you have certain minus points. So make sure that you have at least one object for each one of the letters. And now we are going to start. And when I say go, you will have 4 minutes on your clock. So make sure each one of you have your timer set there on a clock or on your mobile, and make sure in 4 minutes. I have my clock here and it says it's 7:40, and exactly at 7:44, I'm going to say stop. And you'll have to come here with all your objects and place it here on the table next to you. Are we ready to go? Thumbs up, yes or no? Are we all clear? I want objects to be brought. Come on, quick. Wonderful. Run around with the mobile and click pictures as you're running around. Avril, collect as many items. Don't stop. A to F. As many items. I know you've collected 2. I want you to quickly go and collect as many items. You want to win, right? And you're 2 of you. Yeah. Pick up some more. Pick up more. The more, the merrier. Run into the kitchen. There are lots of things in the kitchen. There are lots of things in the living room. Ransack your cupboard, your drawer. Wonderful, Sanjeev. I see a big bag of lovely goodies and lots of things like Santa Claus. That's right. Oh my God, Soma Singha has got a huge table full of things. Lots of vegetables I can see there. Nice. Kitchen is a lovely place to definitely ransack and pick up things, right? You have 2 more minutes. Come on.
Eyeglass.
Eyeglass. Yes, yes. Wait. Don't reveal.
Chips.
Oh, wow, that's nice, Kavita.
Bowl.
Okay, we have 5 more seconds. 5 more seconds. Are we done? Stop. How did you find this activity? Was it fun?
Very nice. Very nice.
Give me a clap. Give me a clap if you found it fun.
Very nice.
Clap.
Wow.
Okay.
Great. Wonderful. So this is for those of you who have just joined in, welcome. And we had a wonderful activity. I'm sorry you missed it, but we're just going to give you a quick recap. So we had fun because we brought a child out in each one of us, right? So now this is not just done, okay? We still have, I said there is always something as a thrill when you say, yes, there's a point, there's a tally, there's a winner. So that's something which you want to. So this is an activity which you can go ahead and do. And what we are also doing, participants, is we are sharing a document with you, which you will be getting it in your registered email ID by tomorrow, wherein we have given you the list of what is it that you can do and as variations to all the activities that we'll be doing today. Because we do have a short time now, I would like to help you out with as many activities that I can guide you with so that you can definitely do it with your children. Let me just show you the points table. Okay, keep the things on your table, whatever you have got, and let's look at how many points each of you have earned. Now, the points tally goes this way. Let me share the screen for the points. Okay, this is how the points goes. for each object that you have collected. For example, if you've collected an apple, a bat, a cup, etc., each object you get 5 points. If you have not collected for an alphabet, for example, for E, you couldn't find anything at home. There was, there was nothing which was in E at home that you could kind of pick out. So you get a -3 for that. And bonus rule, that's a very, very important thing. So bonus rule is, for example, I have got an apple. I will use it for A, right? I also will use the same object. This is where your logic and your flexible thinking come in. So where you will say apple, A for apple, but I will also use it as F for fruit. Can I do that? Yes, apple is a fruit. So I can use it for F for fruit. And by being very smart, that way, you're going to get bonus points. And how is the bonus point calculated? That again. And wait, the highest total after you've done all this will be the winner. But how do I calculate? I'm taking one example. For every object that I've collected, for example, you have collected, say, 6 for the 6 alphabets. You've collected 1, for example, you get 30 points. But you also collected that A for apple and you're using it for F for fruit, you get bonus points. And how is the bonus points calculated? What is fruit? F-R-U-I-T. So it is 5 letters which come into that particular word. And F comes how many in that particular alphabet series? A is for first place, second is B, third is C, fourth is D, fifth is E, and sixth is F. So you will have 6 multiplied by 5, which is 30 points. Participants, please remember that this is not something which is a fixed rule. This is something which I have made. You can always tweak and change it. But for today, for this particular game, what we will say is F comes 6th in that entire series. And what is it that you're using it for? For example, if you collected a box which is B, and you're using it as a serial box also. So serial box is actually C comes 3rd in the series of alphabet A to Z of the 26 letters. And serial box is C-E-R-E-A-L-B-O-X. Ah, lovely. You've got 9. So 9 multiplied by 3 will be 27 points extra as bonus. So can you do a little bit of a tallying right now? I'm just giving you a minute. Quickly tally and maybe tell us how many points you've got by writing it on a sheet of paper and showing it to me on the camera. I'm going to stop the screen share. For every object you've collected, it is 5 points. And if you have not collected for a particular alphabet, it is -3 points. And if you're using it as a bonus in many others, you get that bonus point the way we calculated just now. So can I see the cameras and can I see how many points each of you have got? Can you write it there in a sheet of paper? We had requested all of you to keep a sheet of paper and a pen with you handy.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Just write it on a sheet of paper. That will be great, and just show it to me on the camera. Thank you, Biru. I cannot see the total, of course. I can just see the paper there.
Bhuvaneshwari ma'am,
Yes.
if we have more than one item, do we have to take into consideration, or for each alphabet, one item will take it as 5 points?
Yes, that's a good query. So one participant says that I have more than one item. I brought an apple,
Yes.
I brought an aeroplane, I brought an apron. You
Yeah.
can multiply all of them. You're smart. You've gone around, run around, picked up things. So you definitely deserve. So you will have 3 multiplied by 5, which is 15 for the 3 items that you picked up in A.
Okay.
If you're picking up 4 items in B, you will multiply 4 multiplied by 5. 1 item is 5 points. If you've got 2 items for that, you will get 2 multiplied by 5. If you've picked up 10 items for A, you will get 10 multiplied by 5. Similarly for the other alphabets too. In fact, participants, I think we have just about 10 minutes to go. So what I'm going to do is, I know you're all excited. I'm going to pause here so that I can take you through the next activity. Can we continue this? Do make sure that you click a lot of pictures when you're doing all the 26 alphabets and put it on the social media and tag it, because it's all about how we are bringing in logic. We're bringing in flexible thinking. It's not only running around and picking up things, but also how I can use it in multiple ways to maximize the points. So that is very important. So that is one. I do know you all have a lot of questions. Bonus points is calculated how some of you are asking me. I'm going to share this particular document with all of you by tomorrow. And you can definitely, I know some of you, Shrishti says, have just joined. I didn't understand the rules of the game. No problem. You will have the document to definitely reference it. But can I take you quickly to the next activity? Because I don't want to stop with just one activity for the session. I'd like to take you to the next activity. Here, I'm just going to share my screen. The next activity is where we are quickly going to say we are going to draw a grid. So I might not be able to give you time right now for drawing the grid, but I'm going to take you through this. And all these activities are things which we will be sharing with each one of you tomorrow over mail. I'm just trying to go quickly. And also, as you have questions, I would request all of you to put it in the chat box with your questions, with your email ID also alongside, so that we reply to each one of you on any queries that you may have. It might be related to something which we have done. It might be related to, no, ma'am, we want more workshops like this, or we want workshops on this particular one. So we will need, you to suggest what is it that you want as for workshops, so that we'll try and see how we can accommodate as many of those workshops that you would like us to have. And also any other questions that you have, we will try to respond to you, but make sure you please write your email ID also along with your questions. So that would be great. So we requested all of you to draw a 5x5 grid, which is given here on the left hand side. If you can see, I can show it with the icon. So this is the kind of a grid that we are talking about. So it's a 5x5, and you can write random numbers. I picked up a few of the numbers. Now, what are the random numbers? We have said that it should start with a 2 and go on till a 12. So it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And obviously you will have many squares which are empty. So you can repeat some of those numbers. So that is what we say by writing random numbers. So you will have one particular sheet when you're playing with two opponents, or when you're playing it with one opponent. You can play it with multiple people too. And what is it that you need? You need 2 dice, and you also need counters. The counters could be colored paper, which you cut as circles. And you can place it like each one of us. I will have an orange color and you may have a blue color. It's just that we identify by the color. The next one which goes on, we roll the die. For example, if you can see, I have the blue counter. I rolled the die and it came out to be a 5 and a 4. So I added up 5 and 4 and I said this is 9, and I looked at the board. 9 is there in this particular place and 9 was there here. I chose to place my counter on this 9 here. Now it is your turn and you seem to have rolled a 6 and a 2. So you add up 6 and 2, it becomes 8. You notice that there is 8 here as well as here, and you chose to place it here. And this way the game continues. So now it's my turn and I roll the dice and I see the total and I place it on the board there. There could be possibilities where you've occupied all the numbers for that particular add sum that has come up to, and you may not have a square where you can place that counter, so you miss that turn. So this way the game goes on, and who is the winner? The winner is the person who is able to place the counter in an entire row where you have 3 continuous ones in one row or in one column or diagonally. If you can see here, the blue ones have come in diagonally, 3 in a row or 3 in a column or 3 in a diagonal version, and this person is the winner. Now this is how it looks when you have 2 opponents, and when you have 3 opponents, this is how it would look. So it's a wonderful game, and this is the level 1 with which you can play, where you have addition. You can have variations to this, and that is what I was explaining. You can have this as a subtraction. For example, since you're going to have the dice, you know that when you roll the dice, you will get 1 1 in each one of them being the minimal and 6 6 being the maximum. So the add sum, or when you add up the two numbers, it will be either a 2 or a 12. Now, what you can do is to introduce subtraction along with that. You can choose a target number. So your target number, for example, here, if you can see my target number, I have chosen it to be greater than 20 just to make it more interesting. And I have chosen it to be 30 here. So my grid will have numbers in such a way such that the numbers will range from, remember, 2 was the minimum that I would get and 12 was the maximum that I would get. I'm going to have my grid having numbers from, if you can see, 18 to 28, because 30, whatever is your target number, minus 12 will be the lowest number, and the highest number in your grid will be the target number minus 2. And when you see here, it is from 18 to 28. So I will have in my grid all numbers written from 18 to 28. Again, I'll have more squares, so I can repeat a few of the numbers. And that's absolutely your choice. It's random. So you can choose to repeat a number 3 times, and one number can occur in the grid only once. That's up to you absolutely, because we want to bring in that element of luck. We want them to have a lot of random numbers that is being coming up with. And then what you do, you roll the dice. For example, I roll the die and I have a 3 and a 5. So 3 plus 5 is nothing but 8. So I have 3 and 5 together, which make it an 8. Now, my target number I have chosen here, it could be anything, is 30. So I need to find out what is 30 minus 8, just to bring in the element of addition and subtraction. So we have 30 minus 8 is 22. So I look at my grid, and wherever 22 occurs, I place my counter on that grid. And now it is your turn, or the opponent's turn. And that person again rolls the die, finds out the sum, and finds out the target number, which is 30 in this case, minus that sum which they have rolled there, and find out that number and place the counter there. And again, the winner is the one who has got 3 counters in a row, or 3 counters in a column, or 3 counters diagonally continuously. The next is multiplication. So when I roll the die, whatever number comes there, you look at the product of the two. And then you say, okay, I have a 3 here and I have a 5 here. 3 5s are 15. And remember, your random numbers that you are taking up in your grid will have the numbers which have these multiplication targets. So you can start with 1 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 2, 1 multiplied by 3, 1 multiplied by 4, by 5, by 6, etc. Then you start with 2 multiplied by 1, 2 by 2, etc., etc. So you have the various possibilities, and you may want to choose to increase your grid size to accommodate all the numbers. If you have a smaller grid size, you may choose to omit a few of those numbers. Because if you get that number and it's not there in that grid, then you forego your chance, and the other person then starts by playing the dice. Division. Here again, you can choose a target number, and whatever number, for example, I've chosen 72. And for example, I have rolled the dice and it comes out to be a 3 and 3. So I add up 3 and 3, and that comes to 6. So 72 divided by 6 would be 12. So I look at numbers which are in the grid, which is 12, and place it. Again, the numbers that you write in the grid would be random numbers based on what numbers you're looking at in terms of the division and your target number. So have fun by playing these, and do share with us photos and videos and put it on social media and tag us. And there are many more games and there are many more worksheets for you to try out. Do have a look at the web link that we have given for the online content. And yes, of course, this is my introduction. As I said, it is Bhuvaneshwari, and been in the teaching domain for a lot of time, and I love to interact with teachers, parents, children, and share what is it that I have assimilated during the course of the last 3 decades or more. And this is the contact detail, and hope you all have fun, and looking forward to seeing all your photos and videos. Thank you.